Hi, this is JP Morgan and Lars Lindstrom, and today we have with us Mego Lin, a great DP, and we have the opportunity to meet her and to get to kind of listen to the things that she does in her world with a new segment we have called Meet the DP. So let's start. Mego, introduce us, tell us your name, tell us kind of what got you into the industry.
Hi, my name is Mego Lin. What got me into the industry? Music video, basically. I went to film school, Art Center, College of Design for film. And then I started doing music video, and here I am, still doing music video.
You started that at Art Center?
Yes. We started to shoot a smaller project, no budget project for music videos, and for like friends of friends, just doing whatever we want. Like we're just trying to do projects. When you're students, you kind of just like, yes, there's a project we can do. Yes,
let's go shoot something.
Yes. So what made the jump to becoming a DP and getting paid? And
I started to do like a little pay from when I was start working with Zhang with some Seattle independent artists, and I guess the biggest paid I had the first time was Same Love music video. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, yes. And it's like for like when I say big pay, I mean like under $1,000 for like a week, but like it's great. For me, it was like yes. I don't like at the time like you don't even care about pay, to be honest. Like I mean like at some point you care about it, but like at the time I didn't care about it. I just like yes, I can do it. Budget music video, like. Some sort of budget,
Not $0.
Yes.
But there's something there.
Yeah, you can actually do stuff, Like you actually get like a package of lights, you actually get like a legit set of lens, you get like camera from rental house. Yes.
So your project there that I think you're probably most well known for, the one that you won an MTV cinematography Moon Man for, was Can't Hold Us from Macklemore, which is just beautiful, beautifully shot. What camera did you use and why?
We use Epic with Ultra Prime, which I think is suitable for the project. And the reason we use Epic is mostly because we shot Same Love with Epic, and they love the image they're getting, and so they want to roll with the same company basically. So they went to Ryan went to talk to Red and got a sponsorship. So that basically confirmed we're going with Epic. Otherwise, we might have like different choices. We might try to juggling around like how to get our budget to consistently rent the same camera and stuff.
It was like a 16-day shoot, right?
Yeah, like afterwards, after we shot and we start to like kind of add up like our shoot days is coming around like 16 days, I think. They wanted the whole thing to be epic, which I guess message is delivered, but they planned out to be like, oh, we shoot in Seattle, we shoot in Washington. Like they kind of have the idea of doing what where, but like we have like a section of video want to shoot in LA, which want to do it in desert and stuff. And they came to LA, and of course the 2 days out of the 4 days, like the two only like raining days in LA.
Yeah, does it ever rain in LA? But it doesn't.
I know they brought the rain from Seattle, and then it's raining. So we have to cancel the shoot day, and they were gone for they were gonna go because at the same time they were having tour, like the war.
So
tour.
while you were shooting, they were on tour.
Yeah. So like the time frame was like kind of like we have to do it or no. So they were like, all right, we can't do this. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, let's just do it in New Zealand. Why not? Like we're going
in the middle of the shoot. They just go, why not go to New Zealand?
Yeah, they were like, we're gonna go on tour there. Let's make like maybe you have like we have days off. We'll do it there. It's like, okay, all right.
So you just jumped on a plane and went to New Zealand.
Yeah, John did. It's like he's like, all right, I'm gonna let you handle this part. Like he's like, I'll make sure our stops and exposures are the same. It's like we'll try our best. Dude, he suffered.
Yeah.
He suffered.
John. Who's this we're talking about?
The director?
Oh,
yeah,
the
director.
Oh.
He suffered because he basically was there in and out in New Zealand in 24 hours. He jumped out of the plane, they shoot, and then he had to go back to the airport and then wait for the plane to come back. So he suffered for that part. So thank you, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and we shot in like East Washington in the mountain, like in the snow. And
I mean, because you were in the snow, you were on top of buildings.
Yes.
You were in Los
Top of
Angeles.
the
Ryan Lewis was
Space Needle.
jumping out of a building in Los Angeles, and
yes,
and
the
there was
pirate ship.
and there was a pirate ship,
yeah.
and there were camels. I mean, it was
Yes.
like it was just
That was in Oregon.
yeah, in Oregon. Okay, so I mean,
Yeah.
it was just all over the place. What camera did you use for this music video, and why was that your choice?
We did it with Epic, and mainly because we did Same Love in Epic, and they were so happy with what we got as a result, and then so like they were like, maybe we should talk to Red and see if we can get a sponsorship, which we did. So Red did help out a lot for. Otherwise, like we have like total I think 16 shoot days. With the regular production, it would be like the camera itself would cost so much.
It would have been like a $16,000 rental.
Oh
Yeah.
just around
And
alone.
especially like if your day is like on and off, you know, or that you're not saving any kind of money.
Sure.
But like Red, because of Red sponsoring this, they actually brought the cost down a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's like not mainly why we choose Red, but like somehow we ended up with Epic because
Yeah.
it's so mobile. Like we have to go, like you said, we're going to the mountain. We're going to like pirate ship and stuff, and Epic's easier to carry. Like you know,
just
compact,
small,
you
compact.
know.
Yeah.
we can strip it down to, like when we're in the snow, we don't have any kind of rail system. We just have the camera. I was like pulling focus on by my hand. We don't have the rail for the follow focus. Clip on mat box. That's it. That's the whole system.
So
That's
just
it.
really stripped down, no rails, just
No
handheld.
rail, yep.
Just pulling the focus
Handheld.
off the
By
barrel.
the handheld mean like carry the brick itself. Like we
So
don't,
no rig or at all?
no.
You're just
yeah, we
holding
did
on to
the we just holding on it.
And also, there's a lot of slow motion
Yes.
in the video. Was that also kind of something you said? I think your style, you love slow motion, and I love the way you do slow motion. I think it's beautiful. And, I mean, you do a lot of stuff just kind of off the barrel, and you can kind of run around handheld,
Yeah.
and not worry about too much jiggle because you're shooting at 120 frames or 96
Yes.
frames.
More so, I think it's a combination of, like sometimes when you're shooting slow motion, you want it to feel that like epic movement and stuff. So of course, it's helping the handheld things, and for can holders especially, like we're in so many extreme situations that we have to strip the camera down and stuff. So slow motion definitely helps. But we do have like when we go up to the mountain and stuff, we do always carry our tripod just in case we need to have like one really good shot and stuff. Like say like when we're on the pirate ship, we have tripod on the pirate ship. You know.
What was it like filming? I mean, because I can't film out a car window without just getting super sick. So what was it like being on a pirate ship on the ocean trying to look through a screen?
Dude. We actually shot 2 days for that because the first day was an epic fail. It was
Really?
epic failure. Like the first day we went out there, we actually went to, that's one of the 4 days in California. We went to Malibu. There's a little port called Oxnard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went there, and then the pirate ship's there. Everyone's like so excited, and the crew member told us like, well, probably like 1 to 2 feet like swell. We should be okay. Went out there, it's a 10-foot swell. Like no kidding. Like even the crew member, they're puking. Like the whole we have the shipload of like for our crew member, like our filming crew member is. Macklemore, it's Ryan, there's the 2 producers, and there's John and me, and there's a Steadicam operator. That's it.
Yeah.
We have less than 10 people, and then we have like 30 extras. Like 30, basically, I think they're like they're probably like somewhere like high school to college range, like young people extra. Everyone puking hardcore. We arranged a second day a month later in Oakland.
Okay.
Or 2 weeks later. I mean, like somewhere there, like a little bit apart from what we shot the first day in Oakland. And this time, because originally our plan is we're gonna do one camera on the main ship, and then we're gonna, at some point, we're gonna sell out the smaller boat to get like the epic wider, the boat shots. But when you're in the smaller boats, it actually rocks way bigger than you think.
Oh.
Because like I was on the big boat, feels really fine. It's like, yes, today's awesome. You barely feel any wave. And then when I get on the smaller boat to get the big shot, I was basically rocking the whole time. So it was funny because like I remember one of the guy who's like who's what do you call it, driving the smaller boat with me. He's like, you really get the sense of the wave, didn't you? Because like I basically was having the tripod in the middle of the boat, and that's the length, the width of the boat. Oh. And I was stepping at each side of the boat, and then I was just basically balancing with the wave. He's like, you actually get a hold of this. You're gonna be good at this.
As with each rock, were you tilting?
Yeah, I basically was balancing. So like you don't feel the rocking. And he's like, whoa, I can tell you're getting the tempo of it. I was like, yeah, but it was fun. It was definitely a different live experience, I would say, in that music video.
Your style is very, I guess you could say it's the in style right now. It's very naturally lit situations where you show up at a location and everything's naturally lit. And, but at the same time, I'm assuming that you also use lights.
Oh yeah.
So what's that balance between showing up and looking at your naturally lit situation and then influencing natural light or your artificial light, I mean, to kind of enhance that?
I guess I would say partially it helps a little bit because I love to shoot wide open. So when I get to a location, even though like the natural light is like not that much, I'll meter it and then see how much I'll need to add on, and that's only what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna blast the place and then see what I got first, and then dial down from there. I'll meter first, see like naturally, or I'm getting only one, so maybe I'm getting half a stop, one stop more. That's it, and I love contrast. Like that's like partially like my thing, I guess. Like I love contrasty look. So even it's daytime, like I love like.
Because that's kind of the opposite of what they teach you to do. So, but I find that very interesting because the images are beautiful, and it's because everything is just so soft and naturally lit, and then there's just little pops of partly artificial light that kind of influence what the natural light's already doing, and it's just a beautiful image. Yeah. So because I've always been taught, no, you show up and you blast the place with light, and then you start subtracting, But I think that's probably why you're getting these soft, very naturally looking images.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like, no one really told me what to do, I guess, like from the very beginning. So like I try things out, and this worked for me, and then just go with it, And Sun is the greatest gaffer, so I always love it.
Well, it is working.
It is working.
Hopefully.
So you're saying you come into a situation, you meter what's there, you let that become your base, and then you're going to add lights to that to kind of open up little areas or the highlights on people's faces or whatever. Yeah,
more so, and usually for like I love like window light kind of look. So if we're so like, I'll persuade the director, maybe we frame it like this, like look at this light, it's so beautiful. But if it didn't work out, I would like try to mimic that for my subject. But like usually I wouldn't do too much for like just for the exposure. So if like the background fall off, but it still look natural to me, I wouldn't add on to it to make sure we see it, And because of the camera right now, they're so
sensitive.
Yeah, they're so capable of capturing things. I'd rather let it do what it does than like trying to make sure, you see this. Unless it's very important, we have to see it. Different situations, but like, yeah. That's mostly my instincts.
Are you comfortable pushing the ISO up? Like,
yes and no, because I do like, you know, everyone loves to shoot sunsets, and you know those like sunset magic hour, they disappear fast.
It's too fast if you're gonna shoot a whole video. Or
yeah, and you're outdoor, and most of the time right now, like you're low budget, you don't have a generator to make sure you can have powers and stuff. So sometimes, yes, I do need to push the ISO a little bit, but like there's a limit. Like it's like, well, look, that's cool. I had a little bit. Let's see the image. We're getting too much of grain. This is too much. Even we're getting this, we're not gonna use it. It's not salvageable. Like, you know, let's have those talk, and then let's make the reasonable choice. You know.
What's your brick wall for the Epic?
I'll say 2,000.
2,000.
2,000?
Wow.
That's a lot, though.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's you really get into some situation where you can make things happen with 2,000.
2,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
2,000. When I was growing up, 100. 100. That was the limit. And 400 was really pushing the envelope.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I'm not kidding you. I don't know.
Yeah, I think 2,000 is the most I actually did, because we're actually not outside in any scenario I just mentioned. It was we were in the tunnel, like an underground tunnel with only overhead lighting, and we have to see the ceiling. So there's no way for me to light, and we're shooting like midnight. Oh. And I was like, oh. Yeah, so.
2,000.
2,000.
And wide open on your lens.
Wide open, like at the 1.4 lens. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. What happens when you roll into a place and there's no natural lighting?
We'll see what we do. I mean, I do run into that kind of situation a lot, but usually.
Do you scout before to make sure that there's going to be some sort of situation, or do you just kind of roll in?
It depends on jobs, because sometimes I don't get to scout. Like sometimes we get to the, I got the job, and then they're like, well, we'll get to the location, we'll see, check it out. And I'm not necessarily at the place I can say like, no, I have to do a scout day, you know.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they haven't, you know, they even had it locked down. So it's like, okay, we'll roll with it.
You mentioned a couple of times that you've worked with John on most of these projects now, and I feel like he's kind of your go-to.
Yes.
Or you're his go-to DP, and you work with him. What's it like? Tell me about working with the same director for multiple projects. How does that relationship begin, and how can you keep it up, and what can you do? What things can you do to make sure that they're constantly satisfied with the caliber of work that you're bringing to the table?
Well, I met John. John is my classmate in art center. That's how I met him, and of course, like classmate, you work with each other, and then that's how we start to like recognize our working relationship is like kind of matching. Like the image. Well, first of all, John is a good shooter himself as well, so he's not the director that doesn't understand the DP world. He is like the one with the DP mindset. So it's always great to work with the director who cares about the DP side of things. Well, obviously all the directors care about images, but like he cares about like, you know, he talks more DP. So it's great to work with director that way. And we start to work with each other. I think the biggest project we start to work on is actually Same Love.
Yeah.
It was just like
that was your first big project together?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was I think spring break from school, and then he was like, "Well, I need to shoot a couple music video back in Seattle. Are you going anywhere? Do you want to go with me to shoot stuff?" I was like, "Of course, I'm not doing anything." So I drove the camera up to Seattle with. To meet him.
You drove it?
Yeah, I drove it. Well, I mean, I'm not doing anything. So.
Were you by yourself?
Yeah.
So you drove 20 hours?
Yeah, by myself, going up there.
With a car full of equipment, right?
Yes. Well, if the car crashed, that would worth more than me.
More than the car, for sure, right?
Oh, yeah. So drove it up. We did, I think we did 2 or 3 music video before. Like I was there 2 weeks. The first week I think we did 2 or 3 music video.
Wow.
And then the second week is all Same Love.
Okay.
And I think these 2 weeks sort of like confirm our working relationship is like working really well. Because like before that, it's more so like it's always like smaller projects.
School projects.
Yeah,
or, yeah.
You know what you're getting, but like you never know how far you can push it, like how far your image in your mind is matching. Mm-hmm. And I think what's working for me and Zhang is like the image he's talking about, he's like in his mind is actually pretty much matching what I'm thinking as well. So we have like this pretty much similar vision. And I think that's helpful, really. Like, that's a lot helpful. So,
well, you start creating a connection. I mean, having directed, you want someone who's going to not go off in their own world, or you want to feel like you're both on the same page.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's definitely like helping on that side.
Have you been able to, because of your music video success, get different jobs through your agency and work with different directors? And how has that experience been?
It was funny because John and I, we were actually talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're both like really blessed that we take that jump that usually take normal people like a little bit longer to take that jump. And we're lucky and like grateful we met like Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. Obviously, like we took that jump. And now we're trying to make sure we have to sustain and keep up our work.
Keep the leverage going.
Yeah, exactly. And then we were talking about like he using different DP and then me meeting different director. And it's sort of like in the other way, our training.
Yeah.
Because like we basically like right out of school, we did like that jump. So like a lot of things that normal people you're gonna go through in the industry to make that step up, you're gonna go through certain sets, you're gonna go through certain director DPs. We didn't experience that. So we're basically like, now we're meeting different, like I'm meeting different director. He sometimes like he use different DP. It's more so like our training in a way. So it was fun and interesting. Like it definitely makes me like more appreciate that my relationship with John because of that. Because like now I'm meeting a whole new director, I realize, oh, when I say this, it doesn't really mean he get it. Like I need to like make sure we're on the same page. Like it makes me realize double checking is really important. Like make sure we're on the same page. We're making sure we're getting the same stuff in our mind.
Boy, there's a lot of great careers, though, that have been a director and a DP that stay together. I mean, a lot of great careers built on that. They work together and do a lot of work throughout the years.
There's a good alternate combo.
Yeah, we got Larry Fong
and
Zack Snyder.
Yeah, and Larry Fong was actually Tarzan's DP before.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. And all arts undergrads.
All arts undergrads.
Mm-hmm.
The industry boils down to connections.
Yeah.
I mean, you work with people I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, that's kind of the way the world, it's a creative world, You want to know you're comfortable with the person you're working with, and you're going to be able to live and survive for 4 days on set with them and not want to kill them,
4 months.
Yeah, 4 months.
What project was 4 months long?
No, I was joking.
Okay, yeah.
No, I was joking. Like, feature, they took a long time, so
features,
you make sure you're okay with each other.
Features go on forever. So.
Yeah.
So right now you're kind of known as a music video DP.
Yeah.
Have you been able to?
I wouldn't say no.
No, of course, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you're open to commercials. I'm sure you're open to feature films. Mm-hmm. Have you been able to make a living as a DP for music videos?
Yes, I'll say yes. Like not like luxury life, of course, but music video they're all low budget right now. But yeah, I'm able to sustain myself. Have a little dog. Sustain myself and the dog.
Yeah, right?
Pay the rent and do what I want to do. That's the goal right now. And then I'm gonna take one step a little bit, just a small step to reach my goal.
What is your goal?
Feature film.
You want to do features? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have you shot a feature at all, or what's the longest format you've done?
Short film.
Short film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
feature is in discussion right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's a tough world, man.
Yeah.
It's a tough world.
Sometimes I go back and forth. Sometimes I think, yeah, the ultimate goal is feature film. And then I come back and say, I'm just going to do commercials for us. I'm very happy just doing commercials. I love the turnaround. I love how quick pace it is. I love the pay. Yeah. And features is like one of those things where like it's super low budget to get in, and it's an insane amount of work, 14-hour days for 6 weeks. 6 weeks, yeah. And then and at the end, everybody's just so exhausted you hate each other.
You go, I'll never do another one.
Right.
Then somebody calls up, hey.
Okay, I'll do. Right. But and I've also noticed with features, I've only shot one feature and a couple feature docs. But from my experience was, even if 90% of the shots are good, if 10% of the shots suck, then cinematically the whole film is just that 10%.
Yeah.
And so it's what for me was the most difficult was keeping up constantly with a good look and a good level of shots. Because if you can't, then you're kind of out. You just can't. Anyway, so that was the most difficult part.
That's a creative industry. A buddy of mine who did all the dogs for Mask, the old Jim Carrey movie. Yeah. He said, you know what? He said the one time I said just throw the dog in there was the shot everyone talked about. It was so bad. His animal didn't look right, you know. Yeah. He does incredible animal stuff. Yeah. You know? He said it's really hard. You can't, you know, after 12 and a half hours, you can't throw anything away. Yep. You know, you can't. You just have to make yourself invest in every shot.
And that's the with you know, an AD breathing down your neck about getting shots in time, and I mean it's very, very tempting to say, that doesn't look right in the background or on her face or whatever, but just shoot it.
On.
Yeah. I have the same feeling, but like, obviously, music video, I'm sure you both know, like, you can cheat a little bit, you know, like, sometimes you're like, well, let's do this shot, let's hope he doesn't use this shot, you know. But, yeah, when the hours get to, like you said, like 14 hours, then it's hard to not fight that mind, like, that thought's like, all right, let's just do it, whatever. You know, it's hard to not say that. Like, I think that's the battle.
So what are your go-to lights right now, Mego? Because I know we've talked about your natural look, and you like to shoot wide open. And sometimes, I mean, you're probably reading a 1.4. So what lights do you use? Because they don't make lights super tiny. So what lights do you use to influence that look? Of course, every situation's different, but I'm just wondering if you have a go-to.
There must be something in your kit you like to go to.
Yeah. I actually love Kinos. Because, first of all, they have that soft look, and they fall off faster if you side away a little bit, which is the look I like contrastier, but still like natural thing. And also just because if you go on the location, usually you don't have a lot of power. You don't have like a lot of room, and Kino just easier to set up, and then I guess like it works for me to get the look I want, you know, like softer, contrastier, but still like, you know, and you can swap bulbs for daylight and tungsten.
That's really nice.
So it's like just a good kit I always wanted, kind of. But if like it's obviously like if you're at the bigger location, you fill up more space, then obviously Kino is not gonna do it. But yeah, HMI is also the thing I love. I love Jokers. Jokers actually something I really do love. I mean, I do love Kinos, but it sounded like I don't love Kino, but like, I do love Kinos. But Joker,
Jolico. More than one light. Okay.
Yeah, Jokers, Jolicos.
Jolicos are amazing.
Jolicos? That's a light.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's a Source 4.
Oh.
They take the tungsten bulb out and put a Joker 800 in.
Oh.
It's awesome.
Jolico.
Yeah.
Jolico.
Yeah.
That's a great concept.
Yeah.
All right. Check that out.
It's great.
Now I need one.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's the problem.
No, 2, 3.
And they're great to, I guess like because I live in music video world a little bit more, and you need to create flair, even though you don't need to explain where the flair coming from.
That's right. They're just
yeah,
flair.
It's like flair. You just need flair. Flair City. Just get a flare. And Jolico's great for that. It's great.
I've wanted to ask you actually, because I think you're with a cinematography agency right now. What's the name of the agency?
Pardos.
Pardos.
Pardos Company.
Okay, Pardos Company. What is your advice to cinematographers that are thinking about joining an agency? Or I guess, do you join an agency? Or?
Well, you don't join an agency. They have to
They
sign
call you and they sign you to an agency. So how's that experience been, being part of a new agency? Has it brought new work? Has it been a good thing or a bad thing?
Overall, I'll say good thing for sure, because basically put my name out there more into the world that I wasn't in yet, I guess. Because I think because I joined this world a little bit too fast, rapidly, so even though, you know, Can't Hold Us is a well-known music video, Same Love is a well-known music video, but it just kind of like only that. It's only that. And because also there's like the thinking of like Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, because they're independent artists and they're sort of brand themselves like doing things their own. So a lot of time like people will think I'm part of the group
but
only.
But not the cinematographer.
Yeah, I'm not doing cinematographer on my own. You know, they'll think like I'm in their team, but not doing the thing on my own. But so having the agency is definitely helping me to, you know, meet different directors, get different works, you know. So I would say good thing mostly, like it's definitely gonna be like when I first joined, it's like there's a little bit frustration that I feel like most of my work still coming from John.
Yeah.
And like I would say like 70-30%, like 70% of my work still coming from John. And once for a while I hear like, oh, there's a work coming up. But like it has become better and better. So it's like naturally like everything takes time. So you just have to be patient about it. And you know, I met a couple different directors that, you know, has like I have great working relationship with now, you know, like we know each other, it's good, you know. So having agency, and another thing about having agency is like they don't a good agency, they don't throw you out for every job. They kind of like filter a little, because they have like 50 DP in their roster. They don't just throw job to you. The job they brought to you is sort of like, oh, they want this kind of look DP, so like, oh, we have this and this person, that person, and this person, and the work they brought to you is more leaning toward your style, you know, which you, unless you don't like your style so far, you know, you want to switch, then you have to tell them. But most of the time it's great because you kind of get the feeling like they care about like building your career and stuff. So it's good.
And they take a percentage of what they bill for you, right?
Oh yeah. Well, that's the price you pay, but it's good. And
what is the percentage, if you don't mind talking about it?
It's 15%. But
that's not bad. 15?
Yeah, 15%. It's not that
so
bad.
is that 15% for every job you book, or just the ones that they give you?
Every job.
Every job.
Yes.
Yeah.
But,
so if you do something outside of them, you find a project and you shoot it, you still pay them 15%?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't, even like someone contact me independently, yeah, without Pardos, I still have to like kind of like tell them to loop Pardos in, because like the whole
because they take care of your
contracts,
your payments and
deal
contracts
memos and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like basically all my payments come from Pardos. Like they pay Pardos and then they pay me through Pardos.
Okay.
Yeah, that way they handle all the paperwork and
Yeah.
contracts,
which
and all
is
that
kind of a
stuff.
good thing.
It's a nice thing.
Yes.
And I've been on so many projects where they say, okay, great, yeah, we're all set up, and then you don't sign a contract, and then the night before, you know, they cancel or something like that, and it's just kind of bad news.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to have someone that's just kind of, you know what, I'm not going to tell you my rates. Just here's my company. You go through them, and that way you don't have to kind of play the bad boss and say, well, I'm really expensive or whatever. You know.
I mean, like I still get a lot of questions about like everyone trying to like find their way to, you know. So what's your rate? Before I contact them, what's your rate and stuff. And I don't mind like talking rate about it. Like I don't mind like maybe like bring my rates down or whatever, you know, because like obviously like later on they still have to talk to models, but it's just nice to have someone kind of like overlook the process, make sure nothing's like kind of like this looks funky, like think about it, you know. It's always good like have another set of eyes. Yeah, and you always look more legit having an agency.
You definitely do. You look like you got it together. And
yeah,
you're on the go.
Having like, I have like couple discussion about this, like about having or not having agency. I would say like, if you have someone interested in you, get it. Like, even though at the very beginning you might have the thoughts like, why do I do this? You know, like it's frustrating or it's not working as well as you think. It will show. Like later on, like it will start to show its help. Unless they don't even really care about you, like then you have to think about other ways. But you have to really be patient about having agency, you know.
Do you have a piece that you love the most? Like something you've shot that you love the most?
I have a couple. I don't have one piece. I mean, obviously Ken Holder is going to be like in the top, but Ken Holder is actually not my number one.
Oh wow, okay.
I mean, I'm more than satisfied with the project. It's definitely not because of the result that it's not my number one. It's my number one is I'm not gonna say number one.
Yeah, it's hard to say like a single piece.
I'm really proud of Mary Lambert's piece. I'm actually really proud.
The one
of
that you directed?
No. The bodied off one.
Okay, the one you just shot.
Yes.
Yeah, we jumped on. Yeah.
Yes, that one is actually one of the one like I'm really proud of. And there's a small music video I did with John, with like almost no budget, but the result is like we rank it as like that's probably the best looking one of like us.
Huh.
Yeah. It's called I'm So Down, from the artist named Romeo Testa.
It's out. It's available to watch. Okay.
I think that
Romeo
one's
Testa,
like
yeah.
in my opinion, like one of my best one.
Well, any other advice you'd give to new people who want to become DPs or want to get into the world? Go be an accountant? I mean, what would you tell them?
Just keep trying things out. I say keep shooting. You know, it's always like something, you know something is working for you, you know. Like everything works differently for everyone, you know. It's not like just one thing. So whatever works for you, just keep doing it, and then all of a sudden you realize, okay, this is working well, you know.
That's kind of the one thing I loved about cinematography more than science or math. Was that, you know, like in every kind of film or art class that I took in college, you know, a teacher could say, that shot's overexposed, I'm gonna give you a bad grade. And I could argue and say, no, that shot is overexposed. And then they go, and they kind of look back and they go, oh, you know, it's like you can argue everything, and so there is no wrong answer, and that's what I like about it, and I think what you're saying is great, is that just keep trying different things, break the rules, and you know, like the way you expose is technically breaking a rule, but it's look at your images, they're beautiful, and so it's working for you.
I mean, I'm also trying different things. Like I don't want to just like stop here, you know. Obviously, I want to try different things, and then you learn more in the process, you know, obviously. I mean, I still have a lot to learn, so just keep trying, I guess.
So that concludes our first episode of Meet the DP. Thank you very much to Mego Lin, who's joined us today, and has been incredible to hear her perspective and how she does things. So check out her work on YouTube or Vimeo, or just Google Mego Lin.